Okay guys, so we're gonna make some homemade challah bread. Let's get started. I'm gonna show you how the easy way with a bread machine. Okay, so this is the bread machine that we're using. We've had this for about 5 years. It was a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas one year. And this bread machine, it's small, but it makes a nice 1.5 pound loaf, and it makes everything from, you can make dough, you can make pizza dough with this, you can make all different kinds of breads, you can make pretzel dough, you can make, it's just super easy. So once you lift the lid, there's like a baking pan inside, and that's right in there, and you pour all the ingredients in there and you just set the machine and it does its thing. So easy. And it has a little recipe book that comes with it, and there's everything in here from challah bread to wheat bread, nutty bread. You can make zucchini bread, you can make different doughs, pizza dough, pretzel dough, all different kinds of doughs it can make. And it tells you the ingredients. You can make two different size breads if you're making bread, not just dough. But there's a lot of stuff in this recipe book. I mean, there's probably like 20 different kinds of bread in here. There's sandwich bread, wheat bread, white bread, panettone, brioche, challah. There's gluten-free recipes to make gluten-free breads, at least 4 or 5. There's a lot of stuff in this little book. It's actually pretty nifty. And it tells you all the ingredients, and you pour the ingredients in the machine in the exact order that you see them in the ingredient book. And that's it. You program it and hit start. You don't have to do anything else. It's so easy. All the ingredients have to be at room temperature. It tells you that in the book. So it's for the challah bread that we're making, I need 5 tablespoons of butter cut into small pieces. So I'm just doing that now. And I'm just going to let it sit here for 20-30 minutes to let it come to room temperature. Okay, so I measured out all my ingredients, and I'm just going to let them sit here for about 30 minutes to come to room temperature. And look at that. You're going to have homemade bread with 7 ingredients. Can't get better than that. Let's get started. All right, so the first ingredient is the water. So we have 3/4 cups of water. Okay, we're adding the 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter. All right. And then next, you're going to put 1 large egg. Okay, next you're adding 1 teaspoon of salt. Kosher salt, it says. And then you're going to add the sugar. And you're putting in 3 tablespoons of white sugar. Just like that. And then you're putting in the flour. And we're doing 3 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. And last but not least, you're going to put active dry yeast, and you're going to do 1.5 teaspoons. And that's it. So you put all the ingredients in there in the order that they are on the recipe, and then you're going to close the machine. And now you are going to program it. So you're going to press the program button, and you're going to select the program that it tells you. Because this is a challah bread, you're going to select the sweet program, which as per the book is a number 5. So when you see the number 5 there, and then you're going to pick the color that you want. We want it nice and golden brown, and you're going to pick the size. So we have the 1.5 size loaf because we're making the bigger one. And that's it. You press start, and the bread starts doing its thing. It has a kind of a loud noise when it's doing the initial mixing of the ingredients, but then it gets quiet. On a cold, rainy, breezy day like today, to have the house smell like fresh baked bread is amazing. It's just that warm, homey feeling. It smells so good. And we're going to use this challah bread to make breakfast sandwiches for breakfast tomorrow. It has a neat little window on top so you can see the bread doing its thing. This machine, it mixes everything, then it kneads it, then it stops and it lets it rise, then it kneads it again, then it lets it rise again, then it kneads it again, It lets it rise again. It does it 3 times. And then it starts heating up and baking the bread. And that's when everything smells amazing. And we've had this machine for 5 years, but every time we use it, we clean it really well and we put it back in the box and then we put it away. If I had more counter space, I would have this on the counter all the time. I would be using it constantly to make bread dough, to make bread itself, you can make jams in here, by the way. Yes, you can. You can make pizza dough. You could do so many things with this machine. I would be using it constantly. But it's neat, especially if you've never seen it before, how it works. Just to sit there watching it for a little bit, to see how it kneads it after everything gets mixed, and then to see it rise. And what's good about this is that you can be doing other stuff while the machine is making the bread for you. And it tells you as you're going along, see right there, it says rise 1. So it tells you the steps that's in and how much time is left. It's really, really, really a super easy machine to use. It's a really, really good machine. Super easy to use, so many options. And it is actually a small machine compared to many other ones. So it's good if you have a small space. Okay, so the machine is going off. It's done baking. So I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna unplug it. And let's see. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna lift it out of here because you have to take it out as soon as it's done baking and remove it from the machine and the pan because it has to cool down on a wire rack. Okay, and now you gotta take it out of the baking pan because if not, it won't cool. So you just put it upside down and it slides right out. It's a non-stick pan, and that's it. That's the loaf of bread. So we're gonna let this cool. It smells so good. And then later I will cut into it and show you. No, actually I'm not gonna do that later. You know why? Because we're gonna eat this tomorrow breakfast. I'm gonna make breakfast sandwiches with this bread. So this is gonna stay just like this. It's gonna cool down. I'm gonna wrap it, and tomorrow I will cut into it and show you because we'll be making breakfast sandwiches with it. So tomorrow I'll post the video. You could see me cutting into it and see how it is inside. Thanks for watching.